All right, guys. Thank you, Marion, for the brilliant introduction. Yeah, I guess it's great to be here this morning and really appreciate you guys tuning in to Sustainability Summit 2025. And uh, the topic that I would like to talk about is revolving around the theme of why, and and it is as mentioned, and early procurement and collaboration, how it holds the key to construction projects, and what lessons could be learned from permaculture thinking. And I would love to walk you through four chapters and possibly try to make an attempt to rethink where sustainability actually begins. So, before I start the presentation, I would like to share a bit about myself. So I'm sustainable product management advocate, and I must say at this point, people say that I'm crazy and I talk about sustainability quite often, and in a way that it's a compliment, and they see the passion is there when I am speaking about it, and they also ask. Like why is it important and why I talk about uh, 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 sustainability and project management practices and how it's impacting. So my personal answer is most of the times that for me I have used a lot of resources growing up in terms of education, in terms of the knowledge, the wealth of exposure that I've got, and I feel through this I need to give it back. So yes, and I feel it as a responsibility. That is why I take platforms like this as an opportunity to speak about it, and and advocate about how this can make an impact. And currently I'm working in an organization called New Cambridge Project Management. At our organization we leverage data and AI automations to leverage efficiency and to automate, you know, project tasks. So this is a bit about me, and also I'm an active volunteer for APM, Association for Project Management. And beyond my role, I'm passionate about, as I said, uh, embedding sustainability and showing that it's not only for the people or only for the stakeholders, but also for the profitable outcomes as well. And I would like to walk you through today's agenda quickly. And here I would firstly talk about uh, construction and why sustainability is quite challenging, and how can early procurement and collaboration can be a key, and followed by a strong case study that can complement uh, to the theme, and also how can a mindset shift can help us as project managers, project professionals, to bring this change in the initial stages. And as Marin mentioned, feel free to use the chat box, drop your questions, and I'll try to answer them while I'm giving my presentations. If not, I'll try to address them in the Q&A sections towards the end. And yeah, so that's the agenda. The so before I go into the the theoretical part of the deep insights, I would like to give a small background of sustainable construction. And when we talk about sustainability in construction, we are not talking only about the small pieces over here. This industry is very huge, and we're talking about the contribution it makes to the global emissions. It is like one third of global emissions, and through this raising demand of growing population and the needs of growing cities is increasing the pressure uh, on the materials, the resources what we use, and this is something quite alarming, and many projects today rely on traditional methods of how the assessments are done in terms of studying the construction site and implementing the life cycle of the projects, and how is sustainability is integrated, and and this shows the the weightage of how this industry is accountable to in terms of global emissions. And to complement that, you can see the numbers. The study shows that up to 37% global emissions is contributed by construction industry, and it drives 37% of it drives around 40% of world's raw materials, and it's nearly half of the buildings lifetime carbon, and before even it is being occupied. So this shows the potential of what where can change be brought in, and it's not like this is unaddressed, and it is it's not we are not able to talk about it, but we are taking some actions. And if you if to talk about, many construction projects are implementing BREEAM standards, BM standards, ISO standards, and they're talking about you know uh, how can a construction site be healthy. So like there is this something called sick building syndrome, so things like that. So earlier construction projects were just done based on intuitions, or based on clients passion, but there are some key elements that are being ignored, and then it is impacting in a longer run, not only in terms of the environment the environment challenge that is causing around it, but also people who are living in the buildings. So yeah. So and there are circular ideas being implemented, and the way how the raw materials are procured, the way how the supply chain is managed is being constrained to actions. And and this is a percentage of projects that are been following, but still uh, somewhere there is resistance and challenges that has been faced. And and some of the challenges that we see is in uh, embedding sustainability principles in the initial stages, and focusing on budgets, and time constraints, and the ability to integrate all the principles, or the standards that has been spoken or talk about in the initial stage. So that is still found very challenging to be implemented. So these are some of the challenges what that needs to be addressed. And here the challenge is it's about timing. So that is the problem, timing. And this problem timing could raise some severe consequences. Studies shows that if we are unable to address this, there is a higher chances that 50% emission reduction and 33% of cost reduction targets may not be addressed or reached. And other studies shows that the the projects or the organizations who are unable to adapt to this, they can face severe inflation and supply chain disruption. And it could impact uh, in a bigger scale in a longer term. So that is where this early procurement and collaboration comes into the picture. So so I know there are several ways of how we could achieve sustainability, but this is one of the ways that that has been proven that if projects are looking at in the earlier stage of procurement and earlier stage of collaboration can make a difference. What is early procurement and collaboration? So like I was mentioning, we we speak about embedding sustainability in the initial in the in the initial stages, but it is failed to be implemented. And that is because how of asking how early is too early. So if you are procuring raw materials, and if you are procuring some resources and talents, the amount of impact when we are starting early can make a bigger shift in terms of how the projects are being carry forwarded in the further stages of the projects, and how it can look into the practice. So there are mmc methods, sequencing methods, and the approaches of using data and lower prelims that are being used at different stages of procurement, and using frameworks, uh, and these patterns can factors used in the practice can make a bigger difference. And why is this is this key to sustainable construction? So UK study shows that early involvement of contractors and sustainable performance and whole life value can demonstrate how can it can reduce involvement of i- uh, investment of higher cost in the future. So that is where it acts as a key in this industry. And as we speak about our role as project managers, we are somebody who are there in throughout the life cycle of projects, and we as professionals have the responsibility to make all the stakeholders understand that what are the risks and what are the stakes of not embedding these practices what are being discussed in the initial stages. And we act as a key catalyst in terms of how to embed this at all the stages of procurement and collaborating with the right mindset. So this could be explained with a beautiful case study that I would like to share with you this morning, where a project is able to start early and have a mindset where they could implement this, and also not only make an impact to themselves in making themselves sustainable, but also make an impact to the people around them, and also to the environment. So the case study that I would like to present with you is the Ananda project. And the Ananda project is is in a village that is in India, in the northern India, in the Haryana city, in the Haryana state. And this project has been initiated by Manisha Lad Gupta, and she is somebody who is very passionate about leading a sustainable lifestyle, and reflecting it through her day-to-day activities. And the inception of this project was like in 2010s, and it took almost 10 to 11 years for them to realize the end project. And the reason why it took them that long is for the fact that the amount of investment they have done in the initial stages in terms of studying the site and construct in terms of what are the existing elements that the site has, and how can that could be leveraged. And this construction site where they were planning to come up with a farmhouse, a farmhouse with not only they stay, and also it acts as a a place where they can grow their own food. They can practice uh, rainwater harvesting, and they can practice waste management, and they could practice how to make the whole project self-sustainable by not depending on the resources, uh, too many resources that is affecting the nature. So this is the background of the Ananda project, and who is the person behind this. And uh, and uh, and and the way how this project shows early procurement is for the fact that, as I was mentioning earlier, they started with like while this project was beginning, the Manisha was not living there. She was working full time as a chief marketing officer for Uber in India, and before she retires, she wanted to achieve this, and she has put up 10 to 12 years of time for as a timeline, and started by not designing the way how this site has to look like, but there were some key fundamentals that was put in mind before starting. That is that the project cannot be having materials that are uh, uh, you know that are insulting the land. For example, during the research, they have understood that the land consists of rammed earth, a lot of stone, and a lot of lime. So they realized that, why not uh, build something from them instead of procuring uh, or depending on materials like iron, or sorry, steel, or concrete, cement, things like that. So they have studied the construction site, and onboarded some design elements which can which can be lasted long. So this is not something they wanted to make it look like a fancy project, but something which can be lasted for generations, and could eventually leave a bigger impact. And the way how the early collaboration was involved is something which is very interesting. So if we see, uh, they have understood that at that time many projects invest a lot of time and resources in terms of procuring materials, but here they have invested on labors, and the way how they invested labors was very smart, which is by using the local talent, the people who are there in the village, who are expert in construction, and by and through her network, she has identified architects who understands the same passion, who carries the same vision. And this shows how she has both the expertise and and integrating the local skill, and trying to balance this. One of the key insight, what I've understood was, uh, it was that by the time the project was completed, the people involved in the projects, some of the laborers and some of the project some of the professionals who are part of the projects, they have built their own projects. So here you see she has not only fulfilled her sustainable self-sufficient project, but also create an opportunity for people to also grow along with her. So yeah, so this is how collaboration has helped her to achieve her vision. And as I was talking earlier, this need not had to be only for the people or for herself. But this has been quite profitable for her. Today, she uh, she she uses this as a platform for, as I was mentioning, she has farmlands around her, around the house. So and the seeds that are procured are stored in a bank, and she sells it, and also gives tours to the people on how to implement this if they wish to practice or do something in the future. And she has her own platforms where she communicates about how this was achieved over a period of time. And this is a place also for people who are attracted by this, could come and stay. So there are farm stays, uh, feasibility, and she also consults. This project also is a platform where is helpful for consulting, and sharing the expertise. And yeah, all the all the food and spices and cereals, whatever is grown, is also been, given in our online platforms. And yeah, so she also has courses that talk about permaculture, uh, way of living. So this has given, even though she is retired, this project is self sufficient and is been able to generate income. And it's quite a it's quite profitable. And this is one of the ways how we can see that how this mindset of starting early and procuring the right materials and having the right collaboration, be it with contractors, subcontractors, consultants, and architectures, can make this achievable. And that is where they've also integrated this mindset called, a mindset called permaculture, mindset. So this is a way of thinking where where it starts with observing what is there around us. It shows what is already existent within our ecosystem, and how to leverage the maximum out of it, so that it is uh, fulfilling and also creating value to the stakeholders internally and externally. And the principles that can guide through them is something which is very close to what we practice you know in the project management frameworks as well, which I would uh, walk you through very quickly. But before that, I would like to take a quick opportunity to share a small clip of how this was done. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I've shared you a link of how this project is initiated, and how the stakeholders involved in this project were able to able to talk about talk about how sustainability was involved in the construction, and how was this project has come up.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it.
Marian, please help me if I'm able to share the screen of
Yes,
the.
if you stop sharing your slides, perhaps switch to YouTube then when you reshare.
Yeah.
We had the sound, just not the video. The sound has stopped working, I think. Maybe restart it. Seems that we've lost him. Apologies, everyone. Maybe let me see if I can help. Okay, we lost you. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Marian, could you help me if you are able to hear the audio right?
It seems to be paused. It's good now.
Works now, yeah?
Yes, it just keeps stopping.
Yeah. Na phone है. So yeah, that's the another project for you guys, and that demonstrates the amount of clarity that they have in the initial stages of how they would want to uh, uh, do this, and what to not to integrate from the beginning itself, and whom to make part of the project so that this could be achieved. And this kind of thinking is very close to what permaculture talks about. And the permaculture, as I was talking earlier, and also was shared very clearly in the video, it's a holistic approach of how we use the land and try to mimic it and make it as a foundation so that it complements complements the ecosystem, and also in the long term reduces using excessive resources and reduces waste. And this is done with some of the core ethics, and which is uh, three, and they are earth care, people care, and fair share. And all of these three is something which will guide us throughout the whole journey whenever we are trying to implement this kind of thinking. And whatever steps or measures we are taking while implementing the projects, if we are trying to implement these elements, that is something which is uh, uh, a good practice and acts as a foundation. And to even make it even stronger, there are 16 elements that is highlighting the permaculture way of thinking. And these principles and ethics are something which is not new to our profession, like I was saying earlier. And these are something which is going hand in hand with what we are looking at, APM, triple bottom line, and green project management, 5 Ps, where we talk about people, planet, prosperity, product, and processes. And these are also in line very closely with global SDGs. And we already are aware of elements like this. And only thing what is needed is that shift of mindset, the shift of thinking from the beginning of how to on what to not have, and how we can make sure that whatever steps we are taking in the projects is creating a fair share. And it's caring the earth, and also it's caring the people. So as a project managers, I guess I believe that we need to influence the stakeholders. We need to influence the the people who has the higher authorities and powers to implement through this mindset. And I guess we have that ability to do it by sharing our expertise and practices, and proving that doing this is not only beneficial uh, in people aspect, society aspect, but also in the profitability aspect that I was sharing in the case study earlier. So yeah, applying these lessons are key for us, and I'm to believe that we can do it with having this kind of mindset coming into the picture. And yeah, so that is the session, guys. And I hope it has added great value to you. And yeah, I know that we are bit over on the time. Any questions? If I could address real quick in a couple of minutes, I'm happy
Yeah,
to
we've
question
got
them.
time for two questions, I think, if you can give a short answer.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
one is, how do you see permaculture principles scaling from individual projects to portfolio level decision making, particularly when selecting which projects to fund in the first place?
Good question. So going back in terms of the principles of permaculture is not limited to a certain industry or certain project. It could be used in various industries, like for example IT, or if you see AI. Today we are coming up with data centers, but the real question is, okay, it is providing solutions in the short term, but how is it helping in the longer term in terms of the resources that is taking, energy that is taking, the amount of the carbon footprint it is raising. And also same thing could be done in transport as well. So we come up with transport projects, uh, and here, if we can look at these three principles, so three ethics, and every time whenever we are trying to start a project, if you're looking, if it is creating value and not affecting the earth, and adding value to people and creating fair opportunities for everybody, I guess that will be the the question. So answering the right questions in the initial phase, having the right team who can relate with the project values, I guess will make a difference. I
I think
hope
that's
I've answered the
key.
question.
It's a key point, yes. I think, thinking planet and people over profit and having like-minded people on board, I feel makes a big difference. And you've highlighted the same here. People having passion is important. So thank you so much. It was a great presentation. We do need to end here. I've sent a survey link to get the BDU code on the chat, which is pinned at the top. You'll be able to find the next session information, hopefully in the Ring Central program. And I know they are beginning right now, so people might be leaving this session already to go to the next one. And please join us for the rest of the day. And thanks again to our speaker, Subodth, for a fantastic session.